Here's Brody Brazil.
So the A's 2023 schedule came out about a week ago, and I knew it was going to look a lot different, but I finally today sat down, took a glance, and it really hit me all of the changes that are in store, not just for Oakland, but for every Major League Baseball team in the upcoming season in terms of the schedule format. So just to summarize the big differences for Oakland, they'll play every other big league team, American and National League, at least once in the season. Now, not home and away, but just once. Some at home, some away. That means a lot of interleague baseball. I counted 16 different interleague series, and you do that across the different calendar months. They're at least playing once, if not twice, or even 3 times an interleague series in the course of every month of the next baseball season. That's a lot. I mean, here in the last handful of years, some months have no interleague play. Some months have a series or 2, but you understand it's been limited to, the AL West playing the NL East or the NL Central or the NL West. But now every team across baseball will see every other team at least once in a series throughout the course of their schedule, if that makes sense. It's really hard to describe, but every team's going to play each other at least in one series. There you go. It also means, because of this schedule tuning up, that Oakland has it a lot easier in a sense of travel. They only have one 3-city road trip in 2023. That is a huge bonus for a West Coast team that packs on a lot of miles every baseball season. A 3-city trip these days is commonplace. You go to Chicago, then Baltimore, and then down to Texas on your way home. That happens all the time to Oakland, but it's only going to happen once to them next year, meaning that almost all of their road trips, except for one, is City 1, City 2, and back to Oakland. That's going to be really nice. Now, the biggest adjustment that I think you'll see as next season plays out is a lot fewer divisional games. So you're not going to see the Astros, the Rangers, the Mariners, or the Angels hardly as much as we do now. And I could easily argue right now, 19 games against the Halos every season. I like the rivalry, but at some point, and I do want the division opponents to maybe figure out, who should be at the top of the standings. I do like that heavy balance. 76 divisional games every year for the A's is how it is now and how it has been. But starting next year, there's only going to be 52 divisional games, meaning that instead of playing the Angels, Rangers, Mariners, and Astros 19 times apiece, you're only going to see them 13 times a season starting next year. So just to summarize all of this, I kind of like it. I like seeing all the other teams. I want to see the A's play the Marlins every year and make a visit out to Cincinnati to face the Reds. And, every other rare matchup that just doesn't happen a lot, I look forward to something different. And maybe after 5 years of doing this, we can change it up again, but I don't mind this one bit. And I still do think that 13 games against every division opponent, that's still enough, and that is still a lot. My one complaint, not enough of the geographical rivalry still. I still need more A's-Giants. I need more Phillies-Pirates. I need more Mets-Yankees. I need more Dodgers-Angels. You know what I'm saying? Baseball can do better in enhancing the geographical rivalries. They're still not doing it. The A's and Giants only play each other a total of 4 times in 2023. Okay, so we've talked about it. Now let's just take a quick glance at the schedule month by month and show you how it plays out kind of in real time. Don't mind that Giants exhibition game there on March 26th. The season starts on a Thursday, probably a day game, and then the Friday off. I can't necessarily figure that out. I mean, in some parts of the country, rain or snow might be an issue. Knock on wood. I guess they just want to make sure everything's going to start on time across the country, and they're building in a buffer. Okay, I get that. By the way, green indicates a home game. So the Angels and Cleveland is the first homestand. Then it's on the road. Again, a quick 2-city trip. And this one, kind of logistical. Florida to face the Rays for 3, and then Baltimore to face the Orioles for 4. Then you're back home for an all-interleague homestand, the Mets and Cubs. Then you're back out on the road, Texas and Southern California. Then back home, another interleague game. So that's a lot of interleague home games in a row. Cincinnati for a few. And then you start May with the Mariners at home. Then you're on the road for Kansas City and then the Yankees in the Bronx. Then you're back home for Texas and then interleague against Arizona. On the road to Houston and then Seattle. Then back home for Houston. And then Atlanta pays a visit to the Coliseum to close out May. June begins with the Marlins on the road, Marlins, Pittsburgh, and Milwaukee. So there it is. That right there to start June is their big three-city trip, their biggest trip of the year. And by the way, it's all interleague, the Fish, the Bucks, and the Brewers. Then you're back home, and that's a lot of baseball games in a row right there. Off the road trip back home, Tampa for 4, the Phillies at home for 3 more. Then you're off, back on the road, Cleveland and Toronto. Then back home, hosting the Yankees. And then June turns into July. You got the White Sox for that series ahead of the 4th of July. You're on the road 4th of July for the Tigers and Boston. Then the All-Star break hits, the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th of July. Then you're back home for a 3-series homestand, Minnesota, Boston, and Houston. Then the first Giants matchup, and I believe these happen relatively close to each other, the 25th and 26th, those games in San Francisco, Colorado to close out that month. And then we get into August. 3 against the Dodgers down at Chavez Ravine. Then they host the Giants in San Francisco the 5th and 6th of August. Then the Rangers come into town, little off day. Washington and St. Louis is a road trip. Baltimore and Kansas City is a homestand. And then another road trip going to the south side of Chicago and then Seattle to close out August. All right, we're going to close out the schedule here. At home against the Angels. When was the last time we saw them? It's been a while at this point. Toronto to close out that homestand, then a little Texas two-step, the Rangers and Astros in that order. Then back home to face Bob Melvin's Padres, the Mariners, and the Tigers. Then on the road, Minnesota and Los Angeles to close out the season, October 1st of 2023. So there you go. That's a quick look at the A's schedule format. I like it. It's definitely different. I don't know if it's forever, but I'm willing to enjoy it and try it for the 2023 season. Let me know what you think about these format changes and if you also like them as much as I do.